All right, Mr. Summer, let's go into our predictive questions for our episode here. Let's go. Bitcoin is at 117,500 as we do this show. MicroStrategy is at $4 per share. And I just have to tell everyone how incorrect I have been over the last 6 months and years with this. I mean, these two things are going up, making me look like an idiot, and yet I still don't believe in them. I still think
I don't get it.
It's
I still don't get it.
dumbfounding.
I don't think I'll ever come
But
aboard the whole, Bitcoin thing. I don't get it. But go on.
do you
Yeah,
do
it's
you want
defying
do you want
gravity.
do you want to make a prediction now where Bitcoin's going to be the end of September?
I really have no idea, but I think it can't go up that much. Who knows? Okay, I'm gonna say it's below whatever it is now, 117 or whatever it is, because I think there's just too many intangibles that are all gonna come home to roost in the next 2 months. We said that last week, but I don't think those can defy gravity much longer either. And I'm talking about inflation, value of the dollar, interest rates, whether that happens or not, we'll see. But that'll all affect it. It's hard. Crystal balls are really hard right now.
They're always hard,
What do
especially
you
when you're
think?
doing a podcast and people are
Right.
putting all of their money into what we're saying. Please roll the tape, by the way.
Content on the Risk Reward Show is for entertainment purposes only and not to be construed as financial advice. The hosts are idiots. They don't know what they're doing. They're not financial advisors. Come on, they just walked in from the street. Investments involve risk, so please consult a qualified professional before making decisions.
Thank you. All right.
Okay.
So
and we're back.
Boeing is at $227
Wait,
right
wait.
now.
Before you go to Boeing,
Yeah.
hold on. 'Cause I want to hear that.
Bitcoin. I wanted
where's
to
your
avoid an
predictive
answer.
analysis? Yeah.
Here's the great thing about, maybe people should do the famed Jim Cramer bet with me and do the exact opposite of what I'm saying about Bitcoin.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to say, because it's been going up, Bitcoin's going to be around 125,000 by the end of September.
Okay.
Because maybe that means it'll actually go down. And then I'll say, I told you so.
Right.
Because it just keeps proving me wrong. And Michael Saylor, if you're paying attention, I've been calling you an idiot for over a year now, and you're laughing all the way to the bank. So I
Good
hope
for
I'm
him.
making all the Bitcoin influencers very happy by saying, I don't believe in this thing. I don't believe in what you're doing. And yet they're all becoming billionaires as I'm looking for pennies to pay for my ice cream during the summertime here in Tel Aviv. Anyhow, gold is at $355 per ounce. It's pretty much right around where we predicted it would be. Okay?
You're right.
The question is, where will it be the end of September, beginning of October, do you think?
I think it still has a little bit of room to grow a little, and then I think it's going to come down. I think next year it's going to be a down year for gold. I think assuming things tilt the right way, we never know. I think that gold will have a harder time next year, but I think it still has some room to grow this year. What about you?
It was around this price that it's swimming a few months ago too. It's been higher, it's been slightly lower. It basically has found what you would call technically a nice trend,
Plateau.
a nice sideways price action.
Mm-hmm.
It's elevated. I think gold will be around what it is now. I think interest rates actually are going to come down. I think there will be more risk appetite in the markets. And because of that, I don't think people will be diving into gold quite as much. Now, if Trump does something crazy with the tariffs and firecrackers start to go off, who knows? But I think it'll pretty much be around where it is right now, with technical highs and technical lows over the next few months.
China. So there's deflation that's starting to happen in certain sectors of China right now. The economy
It's been going on for a while.
It's been going on for a while. The economy has long been having difficulty. They just don't talk about it very much, and they talk about their target of being the target growth for China used to be, when I started doing business there, used to be typically around 8 or 9% a year, which is
And
crazy growth.
this is
It's
also
now
part of the reason why Xi is, they think, under pressure too, also
correct. This would be a
because
big
of,
part of the reason. Yeah.
yeah,
So it's now down to around 5% target, which is about half of what it was when she took over 12, 15 years ago. So
amazing.
uh, so there's a lot of speculation, as you know, that it's actually real GDP growth is actually a lot lower than that. It could be in the negative. We don't know, but the Chinese consumers, to their credit, are savers historically, and
Mhm.
they haven't been spending a lot. A lot of them sense this sort of, well, we'll see what happens next kind of thing. So they're getting like 1 to 2%, interest on their savings. They're not risking it, investing in things or buying a whole lot of stuff right now, and so some sectors that are considered sort of luxuries to have in China, which is a tea drinking society, are
Mhm.
starting to lower their prices to lure them in, especially in the coffee sector. So, one company in particular is getting hit by this, and that is Starbucks. And in China, there's a zillion Starbucks. I've been to like a lot of them. Just like over here, you tend to see one on, in every community. Sometimes one on every street corner, practically. There was one in our building in Shanghai when I had an office there. But there's other upstarts that were emulating their model. Luckin Coffee, which makes a great product, is all over China, and it's just continued to grow ever since. That is a Chinese product. You may recognize the logo. It's red with a deer with horns, with antlers. It's a good product. Well, they've lowered their price of their coffees to be about half or less in some cases of what Starbucks is. Starbucks has
Mm.
not lowered its coffee products, and they're starting to see a real drop off in sales. It used to be that people would go in Starbucks and it was like sort of this Western sort of luxury to have, and it's sort of less that now. I think is what they're facing, and the fact that
Mhm.
their coffee is still more expensive than their competitors. I think that it's interesting to watch because they have so many outlets there that would affect their worldwide sales quite a bit. So it's something we need to keep an eye on for
Good
Starbucks.
points. Good points. Let's talk about Tesla. $313 right now. It nosedived when Mr. Musk started his political party a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, went down substantially, but it's come back, and it's again above $300. It's not doing bad, not doing great. And although it's struggling, and people are claiming that Musk has a fiduciary responsibility to Tesla, and he has to not be involved in the politics, otherwise he can be thrown out as CEO.
Right.
People are pointing out that SpaceX, you're pointing out that Starlink, his other companies, ventures, supposedly are doing very well. But, people are saying that it's all about robotics now for Tesla. I think Tesla will continue to do relatively well. My opinion, by the end of September, $350 to $370 per share.
I think you're about right. I agree.
Okay.
I think that he's sort of seen the writing on the wall, and he's trying to rehabilitate his image a little bit, or just like step off of the podium a little bit. Just by doing that, you're going to stabilize it a bit, and
Okay.
people will stop slapping those stickers on the back of their Teslas. The one thing about it though that's a question mark is the Cybertruck sales are down. They have a backlog of these things, and they're starting to reduce the price. So that's never
Mm.
a great sign, but we'll see if that continues or not. They need to introduce a new car to the marketplace, and then that's what's going to get them up to their goal, which is 500 supposedly. And it needs to be like one of the cool. I mean, I don't know whatever happened to the Roadster, that thing they launched into space. Why don't they just release that? They have all the plans and all that. They were
Mm.
supposed to release it years ago, never did, right?
Don't know. Don't know. I think Musk is pretty good at what he does, and somehow we'll find a hot item to speak about. I think the robotics, they're talking about the robotic taxis too, or automated taxis, self
Right.
driving taxis as
Mm-hmm.
being one of the big plays. But I'm not sure I would want to get in one of those cars. It's all right. All right.
Yeah.
Boeing is at $227 right now. We had the Air India crash
Mm-hmm.
almost more than 3 weeks ago or so, something like that. And it's coming out little by little, supposedly, that this was not Boeing's fault.
Yeah.
and the Boeing stock has done well. It's gone up, as a matter of fact. And a few months ago, we said Boeing would do well. You predicted that they would start selling jets to China again. And apparently,
Mm.
that's on the table. So the aviation sector, including Boeing, has done well. I think Boeing will be at 250 by September now,
Yeah, I think
260
you're
maybe.
right. I think you're right. Yeah, it was something about the fuel lines being cut, which wouldn't have been something operational from the plane because it wouldn't do that automatically. But it must
There's
have
all
been,
kinds of strange
yeah. So
questions
they're
being
they're
asked.
they're figuring that out now that they've analyzed the black box on it. We'll see.
There's questions about maintenance and things like that
Yeah.
too. Pilot error. I was going to ask you about where you thought the gross of the Superman movie would be by the end of July, but you kind of answered that by saying your take for the whole movie. But by the end of July, where do you think this
I think domestic gross
will
by
be?
the end of July would be between 225 and 250, 250 million domestically.
That would
And
be pretty good for 3 weeks, correct?
that would be pretty good for 3 weeks. But you got to look at it like it has great word of mouth so far, pretty good reviews.
Hmm.
That means some people are going to go in a second time, bring their wife along or girlfriend or whatever. Um, and that also means
Will
other people are
they?
more curious about it and they're going to want to go see it. So if typically a movie that's just okay would have a drop off of 50% or more the following by the end of the following week.
Mm.
I think the audience is holding, and that's what's going to continue to drive ticket prices. So if it made 125 million this week, it should make 75 or more this coming week. That brings it to 200, and then you still got several days to go. Yeah, they could eke out another 25 to 50. I think 225 to 250 by the end of July is realistic. And then you've got the worldwide sales, which are going to be even more.
Apparently, it's getting good reviews around the world too,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
people are not offended by the American story that you spoke about regarding Superman. So, my number for something like this, I'm definitely not the expert, obviously. I'll go along with you. I'll say 250 and we'll see how it does in the US, basically.
yeah.
That's it.
Oh, you mentioned something that we didn't circle back to earlier about
Mm,
superhero movies or about how woke Superman is. Most of these movies are if you want to define woke as being having a socially conscious and being like, helping the common man and that kind of thing. That's almost every superhero movie and they've always been like that. If you look at all the X-Men movies, they're about mutants and who feel like they're all different and they're ostracized by the rest of the world, and yet they're helping people nonetheless. That's baked into all of these things. It's so just
mm.
calling some modern version of that woke is sort of a misnomer. And it's like, have you never seen a movie before?
Yeah, exactly. This was my point a little bit about people trying to read too much into the
Yeah,
story here. I mean, we don't have a Sleeping Beauty situation. We don't have actors that have come out and taken bizarre political stands. It's a movie. It's being sold as a movie. It's
right.
being treated as a movie. And I'm sure the people that released it are grateful for that. You can go
Yeah,
there and just enjoy a friggin' movie and
right.
not have something shoved down your throat where you're being told what to think about the universe. All right, well, I'm glad we went into the time machine regarding China, went back into the middle of the show for everybody. Welcome to the end of the show, everybody. Mr. Summer, thank you very much for joining us again from LA. We wish you good luck with ICE when they show up at your house to arrest your family and send you back to Scotland, Ireland, and Germany, and every place else you came from. But I
Thank you.
do, before we go, I want to congratulate you on your spoken English. Your
Thank
family
you.
learned the language well.
Thank you. You want to ask me where I learned it from?
Where did you learn your English from?
Liberia. The Report Show is a co-production of Angry Metatraders and Leitmotiv Press. It is produced by Scott Summer and Robert Petrucci and engineered by Scott Summer and Sagi Nizri. Music is by All Good Folks, a group of composers based in London, which you should definitely check out. You'll find us wherever you get your podcasts, as we're everywhere, like the gods we are.